All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Sanjay Mattu. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi sets a target of $5 billion for defence exports in next 5 years. Campaigning for assembly elections in Delhi ends today. President Ram Nath Kovind rejects mercy plea of Nirbhaya case convict Akshay. United States President Donald Trump acquitted of all impeachment charges, and in sports, Rakhi Halder bags gold at Senior Women's National Weightlifting Championships in Kolkata. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that his government has set a defence export target of $5 billion in the next 5 years. Inaugurating the Defence Expo, the Prime Minister said in 2014, exports of defence equipment from India were about 2,000 crore rupees. He said in the next 5 years, the target is the export of $5 billion, which is about 35,000 crore rupees. The Prime Minister said the mantra is Make in India, for the world. The Prime Minister invited global defence majors to set up their manufacturing units in India. He said there's infinite opportunity in the defence manufacturing sector in India.
सुरक्षा की चिंताएं और चुनौतियां और अधिक गंभीर होती जा रही है। जैसे जैसे जिंदगी टेक्नोलॉजी ड्रिवन होती जा रही है, वैसे वैसे सुरक्षा की चुनौतियां भी टेक्नोलॉजी ड्रिवन होती जा रही है। और इसलिए आज के इस डिफेंस एक्सपो की थीम भी आने वाली कल की चिंता और चुनौतियों से जुड़ी हुई है।
Speaking in Lucknow yesterday, he said there's demand, democracy and decisiveness in India. The Prime Minister said his government has taken a series of policy initiatives to cut the country's dependence on arms imports and promote domestic production. Speaking on the occasion, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said that the creation of 2 defence corridors in India is a result of the Prime Minister's vision of leading India to become a technological powerhouse. The 11th edition of the Mega Defence event is being held in Lucknow with the theme India, the Emerging Defence Manufacturing Hub. It's a 5-day event. On the second day of Def Expo 2020, 2 important meetings are scheduled today, along with many discussions on defence-related issues. A report.
A unique feature of the event today will be the India-Africa Defence Conclave. It is being done for the first time. There will be focused interaction at the ministerial and the head of the delegation level, in which over 30 African countries will participate. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will preside the conclave. The 5th India-Russia Military Industry Conference will also be held on the sidelines of Def Expo 2020 at the venue. Over 100 Russian and over 200 Indian industry leaders are expected to participate. 6 seminars will be held on the second day on various issues. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Campaigning for the assembly elections in Delhi will end this evening. Leaders of various political parties are leaving no stone unturned to woo the voters. Yesterday, Union Home Minister and senior BJP leader Amit Shah addressed a series of meetings in Kondli, Trilokpuri, Krishnanagar and Gandhinagar. BJP President JP Nadda addressed a public meeting in Jangpura and held 2 roadshows in Adarsh Nagar and Srinagar. AAP convener and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal held a roadshow in his constituency, New Delhi. Party MP Bhagwant Mann held roadshows in Chhatarpur, Mehrauli and Kalkaji. Senior Congress leader Rahul Gandhi addressed a public meeting in Kondli. Mr. Gandhi, along with Party General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi, addressed a rally at Matya Mahal. Delhi will go to the polls on Saturday to elect a 70-member assembly. Counting of votes will be taken up on the 11th of February. The Election Commission has termed Delhi Police DCP Rajesh Deo's media statement linking the Shaheen Bagh shooter to the Aam Aadmi Party as totally uncalled for and barred him from election duty. The Commission observed that the investigation had political connotations and Mr. Deo's conduct has consequences for free and fair elections. The poll panel said it's of the view that the statements referring to a political party at this stage, even as the investigation is still going on, has the effect of adversely impacting the elections. Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa will expand his cabinet this morning. The swearing-in ceremony will be held at 10:30 a.m. at the Raj Bhavan in Bengaluru. Talking to reporters yesterday, Mr. Yediyurappa said only 10 new ministers will be inducted into the cabinet. Out of its full strength of 34 ministers, 18 berths are occupied and 16 are vacant. Our Bengaluru correspondent has the details.
The Chief Minister has assured that Mahesh Kumatalli, who defected from Congress and won the by-election, will be given some other big responsibility. On 8-time MLA Umesh Katti, the Chief Minister said he will definitely be given cabinet berth at other time. Earlier, the plan was to induct 10 defectors and 3 BJP old-timers into the cabinet, but now the induction of old-timers is withheld for some time. With the induction of 10 ministers today, the cabinet size will increase from 18 to 28, leaving 6 seats vacant. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
President Ram Nath Kovind has rejected the mercy plea of Nirbhaya case convict Akshay, one of the 4 death row convicts in the Nirbhaya gang rape and murder case. With this, there are no petitions pending in the President's office in the case. Home Ministry officials said that Akshay filed the mercy petition before the President a few days ago. The President had earlier rejected the petitions of Vinay Sharma and Mukesh Singh. The Delhi High Court said yesterday that all the 4 convicts in the case have to be executed together, not separately. It dismissed the centre's plea against the trial court's order, staying the execution of the death sentence. Justice Suresh Kumar Kaith directed the convicts to exhaust within 7 days all the remedies available to them, after which the authorities should act as per law. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will reply in the Lok Sabha today on the motion of thanks to the President's address. President Ram Nath Kovind had addressed the joint sitting of both the Houses of Parliament on the 31st of last month. Both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha have been holding discussions on the motion of thanks to the President's address for the last 2 days. Preparations are on in full swing to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi at Kokrajhar in Assam tomorrow. The Prime Minister will take part in the celebration of the signing of the Bodo Agreement. A cultural event to showcase the diversity of the state will also be organized by the Assam government. Our correspondent covering the event has more details.
The people of the Bodoland Territorial Area Districts (BTAD) broke out in celebrations after the signing of the Bodo Agreement. Commissioner Secretary in the Home Department M. Manivandan said all preparations are being made to make the celebration a grand success.
All the preparations are going in a full swing, and District Administration Kokrajhar along with BTC and with the state government, they are doing the preparations for this public rally, and we are expecting lakhs of people to gather here.
On the other hand, journalist Samudra Gupta Kashyap said this is the proper time when youth in general and Bodo in particular could work in nation's building.
I think it is the most opportune time for the youth to take the opportunity to look at the new schemes and the provisions that the Accord has and go ahead, establish themselves in the right way and also contribute to the overall development of the country in general and Assam and the Northeast in particular.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi earlier in his tweet said that those who were previously associated with armed resistance groups would now be entering the mainstream and contributing to the nation's progress. With Nazbeen, this is Manas Pratim Sharma, AIR News, Kokrajhar.
The development of the Northeast region has been a priority for the Narendra Modi government, and it has been proactive in seeking peace for the region. The historic Bodo Agreement was signed on the 27th of last month in New Delhi. A report.
The Bodo Agreement will provide political, economic and land rights to Bodo tribals. It will also safeguard their cultural and linguistic identities. The centre and state government will provide financial assistance of 1,500 crore rupees for economic development of the region. This pact will pave a new path of peace and development in Assam and northeastern states. It will provide opportunity for holistic development of Bodo community. Over 1,615 cadres of different factions of the National Democratic Front of Bodoland surrendered their arms and joined the mainstream within 2 days of signing of the agreement. Anupam Mishra, AIR News, Delhi.
The Reserve Bank of India will announce its last monetary policy for the current financial year today. The 6th bi-monthly monetary policy statement for 2019-20 will come after 3 days of deliberations by the Monetary Policy Committee. The deliberations began on Tuesday. A report.
Amid spike in inflation, most economists expect the central bank to hold rates, adding that the MPC panel might wait for an ease in food prices to see how inflation pans out in coming months. India's retail inflation rose to 5-year high of 7.35% in December from 5.54% a month ago, limiting the scope for a rate cut to boost growth. Some economists remained divided on whether the central bank would continue to retain accommodative stance. Some economists feel that any cut in key lending rates is expected to be passed on to the customers by the banks in the form of a reduction in rates of home and car loans. City Jain, Air News, Mumbai.
In some world news, United States President Donald Trump has been acquitted of all impeachment charges. The U.S. Senate has acquitted President Trump on the 2 articles of impeachment, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The Republican majority Senate voted 52 to 48 to acquit him of abuse of power and 53 to 47 to acquit him of obstruction of Congress. Democrats required 2/3 of votes in the 100-member House to impeach the president. The ruling Republican Party has 53 seats, while the Democrats have 47. Republican Senator Mitt Romney, who was the party's presidential nominee in 2012, voted against the president on the first charge, but followed the party line on the second article of impeachment. The rest of the members voted on party lines. Trump announced on Twitter that he'll make a public statement on the matter today. In China, the death toll due to the novel coronavirus outbreak has gone up to 564, while over 28,060 people have tested positive with the infection. Outside mainland China, the virus cases have climbed to 200. China's Ministry of Science and Technology said that a batch of remdesivir, an antiviral drug, is expected to arrive in China soon. It will be put into clinical trials to test its efficacy on the novel coronavirus. The drug had been used to treat Ebola infections. The World Health Organization has called for $675 million in donations for a plan to fight the novel coronavirus. It's mainly through investment in countries considered particularly at risk. In Turkey, a plane carrying 177 people skidded off the runway at Istanbul airport, caught fire and split into 3 after landing in rough weather today. Officials said that no one lost their life in the mishap, but 120 people were injured. In sports and senior women's national weightlifting championships, Rakhi Halder of Bengal has bagged gold in the 64-kilogram category. The 35th edition of the event is being held in Kolkata. Though way short of her personal best, Halder lifted 93 kgs in snatch and 117 kgs in clean and jerk to clinch the gold medal yesterday. She was 10 kgs ahead of her nearest rival, Harjinder Kaur of Chandigarh. Ranked 19th in the Olympic qualifiers list, Halder had produced a personal best of 218 kg at the Qatar International Cup last year. She won a bronze medal. At the Commonwealth Championship in June 2019, Halder, who is also an Indian Railways employee, had clinched the gold with a total lift of 214 kilograms. And now, for a look at today's newspapers for the major stories, it's over to Anuja Kumar.
Thank you, Sanjay. The setting up of a trust for the construction of a Ram temple at Ayodhya dominates front-page headlines. The Indian Express reports, PM announces trust for building Ram temple in Ayodhya. It gets 67 acres. The Times of India writes, UP government allots 5 acres for mosque, 25 kilometers from temple site and near Lucknow highway. Most papers carry a picture of the Prime Minister aiming a rifle at the inauguration of the Defence Expo 2020 in Lucknow yesterday. The Hindustan Times quotes Union IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad to report no plan to link Aadhaar with social media accounts. The Tribune highlights a move by the government to protect the interests of depositors as it reports government okays bill to bring cooperative banks under RBI regulation. And finally, in what would be a tippler's delight, the Times of India reports, well, liquor flows from kitchen taps in Kerala town. That's what happens when the excise department dumps seized liquor into a pit which flows into a source of potable water. And with that, it's back to you, Sanjay.
Thank you, Anuja. That was a look at today's newspapers for the major stories. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi sets a target of $5 billion for defence exports in next 5 years. Campaigning for the assembly elections in Delhi ends today. President Ram Nath Kovind rejects mercy plea of Nirbhaya case convict Akshay. United States President Donald Trump acquitted of all impeachment charges, and in sports, Rakhi Halder bags gold at Senior Women's National Weightlifting Championships in Kolkata. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website, newsonair.com. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.